and let's get started. Okay. Good morning, Madam Olulade. Good morning to all our beautiful communities. Good morning and welcome again to this morning edition of WealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship class. I'm super excited and I'm so duper popped up this morning because it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful week. And one thing for me is that every time we add the chances of gathering here again to teach and learn from each other, especially when we talk about things that could affect our progress, that could affect our success in life. Like we say, success have relative meanings. Now, whatever thing you're looking at actually achieving out there, ladies and gentlemen, it's all based off your mindset. And that is why here at WealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship class, what we help you to do is to educate, equip, and enrich you with all the necessary resources and information that will empower you mentally to live the very best of your life. Of course, you and I know that in order to live the very best of your life, it means that that change you've been looking at getting or experiencing would definitely be something that you can view. So like they say, for things to change, you have to change. And it starts with you. Talking about start with you, for the purpose of those that are just watching for the very first time, my name is Afolabi Olatunji. So I'm going to be your host today. Together, we also have the co-host, Coach Dan. We're just having a chit chat. He's talking from Uyo. He's also watching live. You get to experience and have a dose of him. All right. So let's get into it. Today, we're doing something very differently. And that thing is something we have once, I think earlier in the year, we've actually thought about it. But this time, we are now bringing it into a different version, which is titled the checklist to attitude of diseases. So you might want to write that down. Checklist to attitude of diseases. Now, the question is, what are these checklists to the attitude of diseases? And by the way, what do you call attitude of diseases? So when you say checklist to attitude of diseases, there are things that you need to be conscious of, all right? And then while you are in pursuit of your goals in life, all right? Things you need to be conscious of. Now, I want you to write this down, that attitude of diseases are deadly. Ladies and gentlemen, they are very deadly. Now, they can kill you so fast. They can destroy everything that you have been working for if you are not careful. Attitude of diseases, like they say, they are normal part of life. So why do you say they are normal part of life? God designed it because we call it the difference between evil and good. So what is evil? What do you call evil? What do you call good? Good is everything that makes life worth it. Good is everything that makes life really interesting, because negative is normal. It's how you handle it. You can't say you are going to do something and then you're not expecting negativity. On your journey to success, there must be some order you have to cross. There must be some thought that is going to come into your life. It's not successful, but it's normal part of life. Those thoughts are the thought that will tell you you can't do it. Those thoughts are the things that is going to make you feel like, you know what? Why not just quit? Why not just stop right now? So you must have to do what I call learn to undo the negative, because negative is part of life. Like they call it the great war between evil and what? Good. So the checklist this morning, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, they are checklists to the attitude of diseases. Attitude of diseases, they are normal part of our life. There are things that say you can't do it. Oh man, who told you can? Who told you? Why not quit? After all, nobody is paying you. You know, you are almost there, but there is this, cartoon, illustration I saw sometimes many years ago. A guy that is digging through the mine, is a gold digger, right? And he was digging that gold. He was digging that gold. It was just at this thin line to eating or getting to get to the goal that he was digging to achieve. It was just this thin line, ladies and gentlemen, just this thin line. And the attitude of diseases pops up. One of them said, you know what? Why not just quit? You've been digging this thing from morning to night and nothing has happened. How are you sure that you are almost there? And this guy just said, you know what? Maybe that thought is right. Maybe let me just quit. I'll tell you something. In the absence of life comes what? Darkness. That was what happened. The light is what pushed him to start digging so fast. And darkness came to overshadow that light. What happened is that this guy stopped that digging, and it's just this thin line close to get into his goal or that gold. And he turned back, he carried his digger, and he walked and make a U-turn and then start walking out. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody else just went into the hole, and the person eats, and just with a dig like this, the person just got the gold. Now, who is the loser? Because the guy quitted. Ladies and gentlemen, in life, this checklist is something you must have to look at. So, like, one of the things I tell most people is that while you are on the go to your success, know within you that there is, evil is never a match for good. So, point number one, or checklist number one this morning, is what we call neglect. Neglect, ladies and gentlemen. Neglect. We all neglect a lot of things. A week of neglect could cost you a year of repair. Imagine you saying, I wish I could do this. And you say, you know what? Let me just leave it. And I tell you, sometimes, way back, it does happen to me. I'll tell myself, oh man, I'm going to call this person. Oh man, I'm going to build up my list. And guess what happened? I will end up not doing those things because of what? I'll just say, I will come back to it. Now, sometimes it could have saved me, I could have saved myself the time, the stress, if I'm able to write down and start to plan my day ahead. And that's why I tell you, have a diary. If you don't have a manual diary, what you can also do is to go to your mobile phone. There are to-do lists you can start to type in on your mobile device and have it, put alarm to it. The things you want to do at the exact time, it can guide you. Don't just live by. And as we say, always make the day count. Your checklist can help you to repair those, neglects. A week of neglect can cost you a year of repair. You don't want to start repairing what is not. So it's like a car that you are driving. They say, you know what, go and service the car. You said, oh, or maybe you start hearing this, sound in your car while driving it. Don't forget that the car too needs some maintenance. They are like you. When you're about to break down, who do you go to see? The doctor. The car has been giving you a checklist and saying, check, 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 check. And you're not paying attention. You just feel it's a car. I can drive it. I can move it. And guess what? One day the car said, you know what? The engine breaks down. And you'll be like, what happened? Maybe at something you wanted to just rush into. It just broke down. What happened is that part is going to cost you your business. It's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you everything. And because that thing you refuse to top up, maybe it's just to top up the oil. You refuse to do that. What happened is that the engine broke down. It's going to cost you money at the same time. Can you imagine that that's neglect? That's just a typical example of how neglect could cost you everything. Oh, could read, would read, should read can cost you a lot. They say you need to learn before you earn. It's still part of neglect. You tell yourself, oh man, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I don't have time. The time you don't have now can cost you everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop neglecting what you know you need to do. It can be a little thing. Now, we do at WealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship. Some of you will say, man, I've already learned that before. I've listened to this before. Somebody already said it. Oh, what is it that they are teaching that is so spectacular? I'll tell you something. It's a sign that you've not learned anything. I want you to write that down. It's a sign that you've not learned anything, because if you have learned something, guess what's going to happen to you? You will never want to miss that thing again. It's a sign you've not learned nothing. Oh man, I've learned it. Oh man, I listened to it. Not because if you have done it, the result will tell. So checklist number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call indifference. Write it down. Indifference. You see, we call indifference the mild approach to life. Indifference is the mild approach to life because there are diseases called madness, mildness, mild. You take it with levity. You're taking life with levity. And when we call mildness, we call it lack of intensity, ladies and gentlemen. You lack that intensity, you lack the drive, you lack the aggressiveness to go after something, to go after success, to go after what matters to you. Now, I'll give you an example of what that part is. You remember I was just having a chat with Coach Dan this morning. He just came back from Port Harcourt. I spoke with him this morning. He's already in Uyo, ladies and gentlemen. Lack of intensity. He's being aggressive towards achieving his goal. He's not sleeping and waking up and saying, you know what, I'm just going to sleep. It's just going to come to me. Oh, man, I need success. I want to achieve this. I want to buy this. It's just going to come to me. Believing that, you know, the angel is going to bring the money back to you. It's already in Uyo as we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not allowing, you know, that disease called, you know, indifference, which is with that to be what is called madness, to take over his life. So what he's doing is that he's aggressively attacking it. He said, no, I don't want to really stand and say, I like the intensity of what it takes to achieve greatness. I can't tell my children's story. I don't want to borrow. I will do whatever it takes to get ahead of my madness. Ladies and gentlemen, to be a winner in life, what it takes is that you got to start walking up. Winner never quits. They keep aggressively attacking everything that is necessary. You don't want madness to take over your life. So you have to pick up that direction and go with everything you have got. Like I said, write this thing down. You know, put everything you have got into everything that you do. That's when you're going to get it. Put everything you have got into everything you do. In fact, if you don't want to do a business, don't do it. Don't just say, man, I'm just going to do it, you know, and then, you know, I just see success. When you now see others achieving success in that given field, you are now envious. You're not saying, but we all started together. How come this person is achieving this? The question is, you know, how come you have not been doing what the person is doing? The person is putting everything he has got into everything that he do. And that's what makes it different between successful people and the unsuccessful ones. Oh, you're achieving a smaller result, and I know better than this guy. You know, I have the best qualification, and I think I know. Well, you want to go check what the person is doing? Like I tell most people, I said, most people celebrate people's outward glory. They don't even consider some of the inner commitment such people are putting into place. You're just envious. Oh man, when did this guy start working? Now he's a millionaire. Now he has everything. You know, he's doing this, he's doing that. And the truth is that, do you know what the person committed? I tell most people there is no success by accident, ladies and gentlemen. There is never any success by accident. So you have to deal with that madness. It can cost you a whole lot. It can collapse you. It can collapse destiny. It can make you, you know, turn you to nothing. And then you're going to be like, oh man, one day you want to commit suicide. One day you feel like, oh man, I'm depressed. You know, I tell you something. Write this down. The next best to prosperity is what is adversity. To prosper in life, there must be adversity. And in every adversity, there is diversity. That's the way it is. The next bed to prosperity is adversity. It will happen. It's going to knock at your door. It's going to tell you challenges are going to be there. To get to the hurdles, to get to cross the hurdles in life, or to get to your success, you must jump through those hurdles. That's what is called adversity. Even the Bible said there are many adversaries, that the blessings are there. The grace of God is there. But guess what? There are many adversaries, ladies and gentlemen. So it is the way life is being designed. Whatever you want out of life, whatever you think that life could be worth it. So you would just tell yourself, I'm going to do better for one reason. I would do better for one reason. And those reasons are what? It's either for inspiration or desperation. You either inspired or you are just, you just desperate over something. You do better for one reason. So why not do better for the right reason? For the inspiration. And who is going to inspire you? You inspire yourself. You're desperate that I'm going to get the success no matter what. You're desperate that as you're listening to me this morning, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and become comfortable with the unfamiliar. You're just desperate. You don't just want the situation you're looking at right now. You just tell yourself, I will give everything that I've got into everything that I'm doing right now. So, question, ladies and gentlemen, what is it that you're doing this morning? What is it that you want to do before the month runs to an end? Remember, you can look at the month and say, it is my own short-time goal. As you're looking at the month and say, man, it's going to be my own short-time goal. What you need to do is to start putting everything you've got into everything you do. All right, I'll tell you something. The way to even understand that you are really inspired by something is that you're going to feel that feelings within you. There's going to be these strong feelings that you are doing the right thing. If you don't see that feelings, it means that maybe you're doing it for the wrong purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we stop on the checklist to the attitude of diseases this morning. We encourage you to be part of our program tomorrow again as we dissect the rest of the checklist to the attitude of diseases. Trust me, it's something you don't want to miss. The way to be inspired, the way to get out of there, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to start being mindful of this checklist to the attitude of diseases. The moment you have it known, trust me, everything is just going to start working for you. You know that this attitude of they are, like I said, they are, part of life. We call it the difference between evil and good. And you must have to learn to hold it. You must have to learn to manage it. Otherwise, you're not going to be there. Thank you for staying connected this morning. We're going to start dissecting the rest of this checklist by tomorrow again, and to give you much more value and break it down for you so that you can start to live the very best of your life. Again, it's your regular host, Afolabi Olatunji. We hope and encourage you to join us tomorrow again, same time, same link on the same class, which we are WealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship class. Ladies and gentlemen, for the purpose of those that are watching us and maybe those that are busy at their place of work, they don't have the privilege of joining us this morning live. The video will definitely be available, and then we encourage you to watch it and then let it be part of your life to take you to a better altitude in life so that you can understand that good is no match. Evil is no match for good after all. Take care. God bless you. And I'm going to push this call back to my brother all the way from Uyo to do the final closing for us. Coach Dan, I hope you're there. Thank you for staying connected.